there's a lot of stuff going on. NBA games.
Yo.
These crazy white kids just throwing stuff around.
Bro.
Listen, they've always out there in the world. It's just funny because my friend got mad because he thought I was making it about race. And I was like, dog, why is it always some like young white dude throwing it at some, like some NBA player? He's like, well, he's talking about Russ. The dude was trying to tell me like that it was trash. I was saying that he dumped his trash on him. Like my point was like, listen, that popcorn, he was like, no, it was just popcorn. I was like, no, he dumped his trash on him. Like if that popcorn had been left on the seat, I was joking. I was like, if it fell on the ground, did they pick it up and eat it? No, they put it in the trash. It was
So it's trash.
Like once you use the container, like if you don't eat it, it's not popcorn anymore. It's trash. So it just depends on how you want to look at it. And he was mad at me. Like I was like, dog, it's. That dude, like anyone, he was like, oh, well, Russ is a millionaire. I was like, Russ is a millionaire.
What the fuck does that have to do with you being able to throw trash at me?
They threw popcorn at Russ? I thought
that was a Philadelphia. So again, it's happened also at like really historically.
So this is happening because last night somebody threw a water bottle at Kyrie.
All this stuff has been happening. They spit on here in the
Spit on Trae Young.
But
somebody spit on Trae Young?
Somebody spit at Trae Young. I don't know if it landed on him or what.
Yeah, over 50%.
MSG.
You don't really, MSG, the last Knick game was again, I don't want to get racial, but it happened to be this young white kid.
No wonder he really wanted to win that game.
It happened all the situations.
The proof is in the pudding.
I don't really want, I'm like, it is what it is, but there's something not being said here that it's the same young, the white kids who are throwing, like at players like, okay, maybe you haven't been out in a while, but like this is just like not really the way to handle it. And so he got arrested.
But the kid, Stacks was just telling me about that the kid got arrested and charged
in Boston for assault.
Yeah,
for assault.
Assault, and then they also named that water bottle a deadly weapon. Which, listen, I mean, I think it's an exaggeration, but I do also think an example needs to be made.
You got to make an example
need to stop doing that shit.
Yeah. So this is like the third, fourth thing: the spitting, the popcorn, and so it just
water
kept
bottle.
And I'm just saying, it's always. And listen, these guys are like, if you're close enough to like dump something on a player, you got pretty good seats. In the NBA. So the dudes who are doing this, the dudes spit over 50 Cent at Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Literally over him, and you see Trae like so everyone's been like, yo, you just need to like. Enjoy the game, and like this isn't a place where you can just Russ, so it's
talk all the.
It's a lot to unpack there.
My personal take is talk all the shit you want. It's part of being a fan. Talk shit, say whatever the fuck you want, but you're crossing a line when you start throwing stuff at people. I don't give a fuck if they're billionaires, millionaires, cajillionaires, trillionaires.
They're grown men.
They're grown men, and I guarantee you, if the league allowed them to go into the stands and punch you in your fucking face, that shit wouldn't be happening. Because they know that security is going to get in the way and nothing's going to happen to them. Because if they were courtside, it wouldn't be happening. They wouldn't be doing that shit because they know. A lot of people don't really understand. This is a point that someone brought up to me earlier. I was having this discussion that a lot of these dudes are from the hood. Like you spitting at a dude who will fuck you up without basketball.
Russell Westbrook is
Russell Westbrook will fuck you up. He is much larger than most of the people in the stands.
100%. That's what he said. He said you wouldn't have done that in person.
Absolutely.
You only did that because you had that separation, so anyone would react to the thing. But it was crazy the conversations that were coming out of it, and how quickly I was like, people were mad at Russ, and I was like, Russ didn't make any decisions. He didn't like ban the fan because he was like, oh, it was an indefinite ban. And I was like, like indefinite means like he could come back like next month. It is what it is. As soon as this cools down, it's basically his ban is over. So that's what indefinite means. It just means we'll see. And then it's been really crazy that people just feel like they can do that kind of stuff.
Fuck them. I hope they ban them for life. How about that? You do some shit like that, I hope you get banned for life because you acting like a fucking child.
Like KD said, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know. Like, grow the fuck up. Be a fan. Talk shit. Yeah. Tell the players they're trash. Y'all bums. We're gonna whoop your ass. You trash. You missing. Like, talk all the shit you want because trash talk is part of basketball, but trash throwing is not.
Yeah. Ooh, I like what you did there.
Thank you. That shit is OD.
Give him his flowers. Thank
you.
We gave him some applause.
People are beasting, and then it's like if they say fuck it, we're not gonna. And I don't think you should punish the majority of fans because it's a few bad apples. Yeah. But
it's a liability for the NBA too, because if let's say something does happen where a plan does happen to one of the players, like they'll get sued by. Think about the player union. They'll probably the NBA would get like hammered. If actually
Yeah.
one of these dudes, if there was somebody who wanted to pay, like, you just put him in jail for like a few years and just literally make an example of him, it's the NBA, because honestly, they make so much money.
Yeah.
That they're like, yo, you're messing with our cash now.
Yo, but it's true. And you're also the person who bought this ticket to watch these people play. Without them on the court, you don't have your entertainment. So shut the fuck up and watch the game, or talk shit and watch the game. It's just like I said, like you brought up earlier. If you ran into Russ right outside in Philly, I guarantee you wouldn't throw that fucking popcorn in his face, and you wouldn't be throwing no water bottles in Boston, and that dude from New York wouldn't be spitting on nobody. If they were face to face, you wouldn't be doing it. So stop being fake tough. And just watch your game, because one of these days when a Steven Jackson or Jermaine O'Neal or Ron Artest run into them fucking stands and fuck you up, I'm not going to feel bad for you. I'm not going to feel bad. I'm going to be applauding.
I hope it doesn't happen. I hope the players, honestly, just like this is exactly what it is. They put him in jail, bad, like just throw the book at him. Whatever you can give him just to make an example, because it's like, listen, this is the only way. Because it's really the only way they're going to get away with it. And then they can say, we tried our hardest to protect our players, because that's how they're gonna get sued. But I bet you that this is mostly about money.
I mean, of course. But let's be real. Most things are about money, because they're
always about money.
They're cash. I don't want to.
It's a business.
Talk about them like they're items.
It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, and the players
Never
are their
broke
cash
again.
cows. The players are their cash cows. Those are their prized possessions, if you will. Not to make them sound like possessions, but they're the commodity of the NBA. Without them, the NBA ain't shit. The stars are what run that game. So you have to protect your stars. One, from an NBA lens, and also from a fan lens. Like, people were beasting to get back in these stadiums because they want to watch these dudes play.
Yeah. People haven't been out in a while, though. It's showing.
Yeah, but fuck that. I haven't been out in a while either. I'm not going to be at a game tossing trash at somebody.
That's exactly the point. That it definitely, like...
So let me ask you guys.
Description.
Let's start with Jason. Jason, if you're at an NBA game, what would compel you to throw garbage at a player?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't throw garbage at anyone. Like, I've never thrown garbage at anyone. Honestly, like, it's just, to me, some of that stuff is ridiculous. It's the audacity of it. You're like, yo, really? You think it's so crazy? I was telling Sam J, that comedian from Boston, but it's like the audacity sometimes. I saw her special recently of some of these people. It's like, they feel so entitled. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna take. But yeah, something bad is gonna happen, and they're gonna sue the NBA, and that's why they want to, like, now, like, the book, like, maybe people.
Yeah, before anything like really, really bad.
Yeah, because it's like, people think like the Roman, the gladiators. That's
it's
what
a
this guy
fucking
was
Coliseum.
saying. Yeah, he's like, this isn't a zoo. This
yeah,
isn't a zoo.
It's true. I don't think.
Human, yeah.
I'm with you. I don't think there's a single thing that would compel me to throw trash at a player that I went to watch. Yeah, I'm gonna talk. I might not even really talk shit. Like, I enjoy the game of basketball, so I'm gonna sit there and enjoy the game, whether my squad is losing or winning, or my favorite player is losing or winning. But really, like, the only thing, unless you look at me and you point in the stands and I'm there with my wife, you're gonna be like, "I'll fuck your wife." Then I might throw a water bottle at you.
Yeah, but that's different.
Because you incited me directly.
Yeah.
Yes. When was the last time you were at a courtside NBA playoff game?
All right.
That would be the last time for me was never.
It is such a privilege. If you think about that kind of mentality. Like, I have never even been. I've watched a couple of Knicks games, but like, we've never had that, to be like literally courtside, to be able to spit on Trae Young. Like, you think about like what you probably got, like, you paid like $5-10 grand for the seat.
Yeah,
you think,
especially during the playoffs.
Audacity. Playoffs, Knicks playoff game,
Philly,
playoff game, Boston playoff game. Like, these are all big games, in big cities. So
they're not cheap.
They are
not. They're not cheap. And if you're close enough to, like, throw a bottle, throw popcorn, you'll probably have really good.
Yeah, you're possibly affluent. I'm pretty sure you're pretty affluent.
You're pretty good. So it is about manners, and it is about the way.
I think it goes back to privilege, like you addressed as well, because it's a certain type of affluent person that is that close.
Like, what type of people feel entitled to throw garbage at a player? Would that be a sense of entitlement, or just maybe rage, you could say?
No, I don't think so, because I think we've all felt rage, but we also understand that if we do not control our rage, there's going to be consequences. Yeah. And typically people who have money or are affluent think that those consequences don't apply to them, that the money will get them out, that they don't really have to abide by the rules, which is why I think those kind of things happen. You know, I've been walking to work half the time when someone's in my fucking way and they won't move. I'm already like, I want to fucking kill them, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spit on them. I'm not going to throw my water bottle at them because then I'm going to get arrested.
Well, we had Hispanic parents, so we had that privilege because like they didn't play that kind of stuff. So I remember like they taught me manners. We went to this school, like like I've always just been, I've tried to be, but I think that just shows like your upbringing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a huge part because I was taught not to disrespect
I knew my boundaries.
anybody unless I was disrespected. And even then, I'm probably not even going to spit at you. I might punch you in the face, but I'm not going to spit on you.
Well, maybe one of these players punches a fan in the face and maybe, people
And
think
if
twice.
that happens,
It's happened before.
but it was also incited. I'm not saying it was correct that, whatever, that they started wilding out on fans. But if you think back to Malice in the Palace, they threw a whole cup of beer at Artest. He was laying on the fucking table, frustrated with the game, sure, but none of them did absolutely anything to any one of those fans directly. Yeah. And it was incited. Think about it. We in the street, you throw a cup of anything at me and we scrap it.
It wasn't the playoffs, though. I will say that. Malice in the Palace. Yeah. I will say it's a big deal that, again, the Knicks, like, when are they ever in the playoffs? To be at like a home playoff game courtside and still feel like that takes a huge, the audacity of it is, I feel like someone like me is
it
like
takes a huge audacity.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to think. Like, what type of person is doing this,
A money guy.
Maybe. Again,
a money guy.
It's not about
I know none of us here would do that.
Yes.
No. It's like, what type of person would do this?
Pieces of shit, man.
Dun, dun, dun.
All of y'all fans doing shit like that, I do not approve. I unplug that.
Hey, yo, KD, elbow somebody in the face is something, man. Watch it stop. They're going to grow the fuck up after that one.
Right, because you spit at me and then they beam the basketball at your face and break your nose. Now they're the bad guy,
if I'm
right?
KD and I elbow somebody in the face for spitting at me, like, are you really going to, like, stop me from playing? Especially, it's like, okay, he spit at him, he punched him in the face, he elbowed him in the face. It's reasonable. I think
we
like
think so,
reason.
but
I disagree.
You disagree?
If I'm KD, and I want to jump in. I want to say, KD, you let the cops handle it, okay? This is America, okay?
Yeah.
You let them leave in cuffs. They're cops. Everything's on camera now.
man.
That's the thing. Everything's just being recorded. Like, they have your picture. Like, you're not getting out of there without, like, being, like, blasted on, like, so it is what it is. Like,
they
will
will blast him, but still, it's come on, man. Like, at what point are we going to say, okay, it was justifiable?
I don't think there'll ever be a point where anyone would say that it's justifiable. Although we understand why it happened, you also got to understand that we are not world-class athletes.
Yeah, so we're not a multi-million-dollar business either. So
some people, at the end of the day, sometimes they're going to be looked at as the bad guy no matter what. And as a player, you want to protect your brand as well because it doesn't just affect you in the NBA. It'll affect your endorsements and your way of life. Now, I'm sure that none of them are going to be hurting, but a lot of them are building towards their own brand. I think today's players are also thinking a lot further than basketball, unlike the players of old.
Yeah.
They're thinking about what can I do past basketball. And a lot of them are going into a lot of different shit. Look, D Wade is now part owner of like the Jazz or something
branding
like that, right?
and marketing.